The stress of being a young actor nearly killed Tyler James Williams. The Abbott Elementary and Walking Dead star first started acting when he was 4 years old, and had his first big break when he landed the role of a young Chris Rock on Everybody Hates Chris. This was a dream come true, but little did he know the stress of leading a show at such a young age, and then fighting for his career afterward, would be nearly fatal. Williams explained on a recent episode of Fresh Air that he began experiencing chronic intestinal pain near the end of Everybody Hates Chris, and then in the years that followed. Quote, "I had been living sick since I was about 19, and he said that the pain was non-stop. It didn't make sense why it was so bad, and we realized that one of the triggers was stress. So the stress that I was experiencing from fighting for my career, from carrying a show at 12, was slowly scarring the inside of my intestines. My body didn't know what to do with the stress. I was throwing up like 3 times a day, trying not to eat when I knew I had to work because I knew eating could possibly mess something up and I didn't know what it was." Williams explained that all the doctors that he was going to couldn't figure it out either. I would go to the hospital and they'd be like, "I don't know what's wrong with you," because nothing was showing up on x-rays. So they just gave him painkillers. I was living on painkillers. Like I was living off of Percocets and hydrocodones. And this was all while he was shooting Catherine Bigelow's movie Detroit and the series Criminal Minds at the same time, doing 7-day weeks, flying back and forth. Williams finally landed in the hospital at the age of 23, and he was given a diagnosis of Crohn's disease by GI doctor Sophie Balzora. But he was facing an urgent reckoning. The actor said, "I had a surgeon look at me in my eyes and tell me, 'You need emergency surgery.' And I was like, okay, cool, yeah." And he was like, no, like we need to do this right now or your insides may explode and you may die. Doctors removed 6 inches of his lower intestine. But he wasn't out of the woods yet. Shortly thereafter, he went into septic shock and would soon need another emergency surgery to fix a perforation. After that, he was required to be on bed rest for 6 weeks, which was when Williams finally came to terms with slowing down and managing the stress in his life. His doctor later told him it was one of the worst cases of Crohn's disease she had ever seen. But now he's managing it with medication and avoiding triggers like alcohol and coffee. Williams summed up the experience saying, "A lot of it was mental. I had to change the way I lived, the way I worked. I had to go into therapy and start processing the things that I had gone through and experienced. I couldn't just muscle them through. I had to become a healthier person in my mind so that it wouldn't affect my body as much."